grow up. But yeah, I am. I'm growing up.
Sometimes you just get a bit too involved in a one-night stand or something, you just forget the condom and shit, and like just the chick using day after pill or some crap like that, or you just pray she's on the pill or something. And that's just like, I don't know, when I was in high school, that was a bit of an attitude, like just arrogance that comes with being that age, for me anyway. I'm heaps from becoming an adult, yeah. I guess becoming an adult, you can either become an adult in terms of age, just 18, yeah, I'm an adult, or in terms of maturity. And I'm heaps away in terms of maturity. I'm still f***ing around too much in that.
You only get so many chances in the real world. And then if you can't hack the pace, then you may as well get out.
The kids who used to hang around pool rooms had a serious image problem. Everyone knew it wasn't healthy. Even the great outdoors needed order. Recreation needed rules. But Australia's own special heaven couldn't be patrolled forever by the old brigade.
Well, it's early in the morning and it's time to make a start, and I put my poly surfboard on the rack upon my car. I head down to the surfside where the waves are breaking fine. I'm gonna catch a mountain, but I won't go down the mine. You got
Lightweight boards made surfers mobile. The life-saving movement nearly went under as the surf itself became an obsession and a way to hire things.
Dropping off the wave and going down, you know?
Because every wave's different. That's what's so fantastic about it.
There was a often quoted remark that surfing is better than sex.
What's so good about surfing? It's free. It's an incredible buzz. Once you buy your board, you can just come down here like whenever you want. It's limitless in what you can do, and there's so many places around the world and that. And also among people who like fully get into surfing really heavily, there's a real sort of camaraderie. There's like older generations of surfers now who are like 50s and 60s and stuff. So there's a real sort of generations of people who've just been into it, and it's built up a really sort of good heritage.
City beaches had too much control. Surfers dropped out of the suburban dream. The road was their way out to free space.
And you work and you save, you really scringe and scummage and that and save, and then you work for 2, 3, 3.5, 4 months, and then you just take the rest of the year off. It's a life, it's just a way of life, and something that I like, and I think I'm just made for that sort of life, and I want to carry on that way.
For the first time, teen taste meant big bickies. And if the kids didn't have money, now there was someone there to lend it to them.
We had a vast potential market, and this market should be developed. And credit, this type of credit, it was thought would be of great assistance in our merchandising plans.
Credit was behind every craze. Anybody could join the in crowd. That special swinging London Carnaby Street fab mod look was mass-produced. Exclusive boutiques were everywhere.
Buy me something.
I'll buy you. Oh, yeah, sure.
Skirt sizes over there with that.
Oh, yeah. We've got plenty of money. You guys go to the pictures.
It was crazy, but all this was an industry. And it was built on 3 little words. Get with it.
the best things in life are
There'd been a market takeover.
but you can keep them for the best and
Teen Tycoons were the new dictators of taste.
I hope to have as much power that the kids are going to follow me. Every word I say, and sort of like if Honey says that dress is good, then it's good and they're all going to run out and buy it.
that's what I want.
Being in the groove was big business. Its driving force was music. DJs could make their fortunes flogging the beat.
I don't know too much about the money they make, and I'm pretty happy making the money I'm making.
You think you're making as much here as a teenage idol?
I have no idea what they're making.
Well, one has had the figure put at 20,000 per annum.
I don't know if that'd be right.
How does that rate with your salary?
I'm not going to tell you.
Money don't get everything it's
Nobody's talking about teenage millionaires anymore. The easy money's gone.
How's this basketball game going?
This is as far away as you'll get from the old rock and roll limelight. The main game is way out of reach, gone to Hollywood where the megastars play. But on the edge of town, the beat goes on. 046 use their surplus time to work on a game of their own. They've remixed that old rhetoric of rebellion to get some respect.
Rap is music that you create from what you feel and what goes on with everyday events in life.
Right.
It's just something to pass our time, yes, but it's also for us to do something to get the word out to the younger generation, to the kids, to say, hey, you know, there's more than just crime and drugs and stuff like that out there.
This is like a tool. This is like the hammer of the thing. This, you know, just a microphone, obviously. Turn on, click, and you got boom sound. And whoa, that's heavy.
Out of the house.
Peace to ya.
What are you guys doing in a bedroom?
So we're limited to our facilities as far as where we rehearse, but
being unemployed, it's hard to afford studio time and things like that. So it's fine up here. You know, we get what we want achieved. It takes time, but we do it, you know?
We want to put our own stuff out in record stores and things like that, you know? Do shows.
See those faces on the label way.
Yeah.
Today's tribal splits go back a long way. Nobody said it, but mods, rockers, greasers, bodgies, long hairs and Sharpies were all self-defined subcultures.
Sharpies are not allowed in dances because they know they always fight and that, so they don't let them come in dances. So they want the Sharpies fight outside for them.
The other day I got picked, me and my brother got picked. So ever since then we've gone up to Taylor Square and we've just tried to get the kids ourselves.
Who picked you the other day?
I don't know who it was, but they were long hairs.
Homeboys.
Homeboys, man.
They really shit me. They really do. They got bad attitudes about life. And their philosophy, if they can't get something, well, then they'll just bash them.
Homeboys, metalheads, hardcore techno freaks, punks, skins, ravers, maybe a new group every week, all fighting for recognition.
I hate homeboys. Any of them try and hit me.
We'll go on, mate, we'll go.
By the early 60s, mass migration had changed Australia's face. The schoolyard was going through a major population remix.
They don't appeal to me. They're not like me, so I don't like them.
I've got nothing against them at all,
I
not a
have.
thing. They've never done anything
like
to me.
They're just different, you know.
Well, seeing they're got a different language and that, they just don't mix as well. A lot of them, you know, some aren't clean, and, you know, some don't keep as clean as most people.
Because we come from different backgrounds, and like if we happen to end up in an argument or something, they'd say something like, go back to your own native country, that's where you belong. It's like a real insult because like I've grown up here in Australia, and like that's the only way of life I know how. I mean, that's my way of life now.
I don't like the fact that they sit there in class and they talk in their own language, and they sit there around all of us and talk in their own language.
Do you ever
It's just
bother
my
to go
opinion.
over and talk to them?
No, I guess I haven't. I mean,
So how can you accuse them?
I'm not going to go and sit in their group and try and talk to them when they're sitting there talking their own language.
Well,
why should I? If they don't make the effort, why should I?
That's not how the world runs, so you can't just do that sort of stuff. You just got to flow.
The classroom is the scene for a new struggle. Competition for qualifications. Who's going to run the clever country?
Four. These days, you need your HSC to get a job. They don't accept the fact that you leave, like the fact that you left in year 10. A lot of people are just taking HSCs these days. And if I don't get that good mark, then I've got Buckley's chance of getting a good job.
Another song? And we go with the length of AB. Now understand, what did you get? 4 root 5. Good girl. 4 root 5. Right, let's go through it.
I guess it's hard competing in the HSC against the Asians because they're very trained in their studies. That's all they do. I mean, we've got a girl that stayed up for 3 days. God knows how she did it, but she stayed up for 3 days studying for this one assessment.
The reason I'm studying is because I want to get a career that I'm interested in. And like, I mean, I'm not just going to let that go. That's why it's the most important thing.
They study like nothing else, and they get the top grades, and they get the places into uni.
My parents say they didn't go to school. I mean, my dad did in Vietnam, but I mean, my mum, she never got a proper education. And like, even right now, she's sick. I mean, she's not working anymore, but she still gets sick because of what she used to do. And I don't want to be like that. And my parents don't want me to be like that either, because I've got the chance in Australia.
I only went to school to make my parents happy, and I went to school for doing my athletics or whatever, that was it, or to hang with my friends. But yeah, I've learnt what I learnt from myself when I left school, you know, when I hit the world myself, when I hit the streets, that's how I learned.
The anti-war movement of the 60s was another learning opportunity. How to change the world. Turn on, tune in, take over. Students seized the streets and the moral high ground. Protest saved their skins. Their arguments defined our political agenda.
Why send a quarter of our Australians to Vietnam? What use does it serve? None. Can we make any appreciable difference?
Alliance with America.
It indicates nothing. It's a verb to get
Anybody who
some
doesn't believe in US policy in Vietnam's living in a fool's paradise.
Oh, don't be silly, man. What use is it if our blokes get killed? It's a token. It's a useless token. 800 men shot for nothing. And they're just as dangerous whether they're lost or won.
Vietnam was the great divide. Not just them and us, but us and us.
You got these squibs who say they're conscientious objectors, but they're not. They're just too chicken to go to war.
Conscientious objectors aren't interested just in keeping their own consciences pure. They're interested in abolishing warfare and in doing away with war machines.
While the war went on, someone, Someone young but without university-trained negotiating skills had to fight it. When they had to be pulled out and the war given away, they were best forgotten. But the cultural heroes of the struggle have somehow survived.
I got that Che Guevara poster at a pizza shop down at Manly for $3.
Why you can twist and shout. Let it all hang out, but you won't fool the children of the revolution.
Che Guevara, what a legend, like, because he was a revolutionary and shit, but he knew when to stop it. He knew when to, like, not become, like, the full megalomaniac or anything like that, which is really tempting. And I thought, what an incredible man. And so I've always had an admiration for him and stuff. And sort of, I don't know, it sounds a bit berserk, but a role model. I love, like, 60s music, things like The Doors, Hendrix, Zeppelin, you name it, almost any of it, I just fully thrive on.
The revolution of the 60s was a great time for the boys. It was also the time for girls to become women.
You don't believe in abortion reform?
Oh, yes, I do.
Why would you say?
There's some kind of incredible assumption that women do boring work better than men. Whole factory systems are based on this, that women can do monotonous, boring work better than men. They'll do it all right, because what else can they do? They're not allowed to do anything else in a factory. They put up with it, they tolerate it. Now, they can start to even up the balance a bit by laying down the law.
We've had men telling us what we can and can't do for years. It's about time that we really got out there and said, nah, sorry.
Do you have men actually telling you what you can and can't do?
My boss is a man.
I reckon it's just a people's world. I think putting women's issues before or whatever, or men trying to go on the back burner and going, oh, men should be up there and sniff each other's armpits and shit like that, that's as bad as the full-on ultra-feminists. We're just people.
I guess us women have learned from you men. Learned that we have to play just as hard, just as fast.
So you become pseudo-men?
No. Not at all. We just get things done. Same as you guys do. And that's the only way to do it. I guess I'm toughening myself up because I've only got, say, 4 or 5 months before I go out into that real world. And I find just how fast and how hard they play hardball. If you don't keep up, you might as well get out.
This year I've taken a year off, and that wasn't just a sloth around or anything, that was more like to find myself and shit, because I know, like, working out that like uni wasn't for me, or that course, so I decided, yeah, let's have a fully good think about it, what you want to do, because I don't want to sort of do a course or something and just end up going, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. When I meditate, I usually count down first in my head to get on level and try and get, like, my whole body just as one, and then I just usually focus on absolutely nothing white.
One of our most comforting concepts survives from the late 60s. If it's too hard to change the system, you can try and change yourself.
Young people nowadays are very unsatisfied with the society. There's so much vice and violence, and they're being put down. How could I put it? They're not becoming individuals. Their parents consider them to be carbon copies of themselves.
I was living on the, in amongst the rocks on a little sandy patch, but it was only wide enough for me to lay down, and that was all. And there was 4 living in a tree there, and one moved out, so I moved in.
Materialism failed to deliver. Freedom wasn't something you could buy. It was a state of being, all in the mind, and tribal.
I'm sure that a lot of people are going to go from here and carry on with this way of life, you know. Like a lot of people have already offered land for people to live on.
Like the whole time that I've been like off uni and stuff, I've always been doing something constructive. Like I've been doing like working up at the youth centre, or like I surf, or I read, or I'm rehearsing with the band. I'm always doing something constructive. I don't just like tune in and drop out and smoke dope or shit like that. No, life's too short for that.
Drugs, they're just unreal. Like, I think everybody in Australia should smoke drugs, and it should be legalised. It should be legalised. It's just the wickedest feeling.
Virtual reality has taken away all the needs for these physical drugs. In virtual reality, you can get any state of stimulation through a computer chip. So instead of people taking trips and being trippers, you'll have people taking chips and being chippers.
The hippie ethic isn't dead. It mutates.
Cyberpunk is somebody who's got a bit of the punk ethos attached to them, with not so much rebellion, but questioning everything and using technology as their tool. The generation that the cyberpunk is towards is a very technologically aware generation.
The virtual bass group are entrepreneurs of alternative reality. They make multimedia environments for all-night dance parties.
But there's a party coming up called Carnival of the Mind, and it's been structured to work with people's minds.
It's excellent. I love the mood. Like, I don't know if it's because everyone's on drugs or anything, but it's sort of, it's just like a big ball of energy, like, especially when everyone's going really hard. If it's a really good song, like, everyone's really getting into it, and you can just feel the energy.
The best thing I like about it is the dancing. I love it, so I really like dancing, so. And there's rarely any really good places to dance these days, so it's like a release.
A tribe makes its own ritual, dances to its own beat, creates its own style, buys its own identity, sticks to its own kind.
Yeah, like they don't want drinking lamps and stuff like that. I suppose it's more like a family thing more. It doesn't have to be commercialised like everything else is these days.
It's a global thing, and it's a re-expression of people going out and celebrating in large groups, whether they're called Saturnalias or Bacchanalias or pagan festivals or hippie festivals or raves or dance parties. People want to gather in large amounts and dance. We're into peace and exploring our minds and bodies and getting good energy from dance and from meeting people and enjoying ourselves. And that's what the festivals were about then and are about now and will be, I guess.
Alternative culture first went commercial in the 70s, the era of the really big gig. But it wasn't free anymore. The people who'd said don't trust anyone over 30 were collecting the tickets. It was time to grow up. The baby boom got married, started breeding the new tribes.
I'm a real wild one, wild one, wild one, wild one.
They came into a different world.
Well, I'm just out of school, like I'm real cool. Gotta dance like a fool, got the message that I gotta be a wild one. Ooh, yeah, I'm a wild one.
When the growth that was going to grind on forever ground to a halt, the nuclear family went into meltdown. Thousands of teenagers had no choice. This time, they were thrown on the streets.
My mum's a bitch, but I love her. And my mum's boyfriend, I don't like him much, but, you know, I have to learn to live with him. But That's why I got kicked at home.
I've just lived with my mum and she's done like a fully excellent job bringing me up and that. But I could see areas where I would have just fully killed to like have a dad there too.
We all got one parent. Everyone's from broken home here. We weren't brought up in the Brady Bunch environment.
Yeah.
So like, we don't know how to like control a Brady Bunch family if we were the breadwinner.
I don't know when I'm going to leave home. Maybe when I get married. If I get married. But I'm not planning to leave home. I want to live with my parents.
The family unit had been the engine of economic growth. Its needs made jobs. Jobs for life.
The Up Road. That is the road that every New South Wales government railway employee can travel. The path that leads from first-year apprentice to fully trained tradesman. From leading hands to sub-foreman, to foreman, to assistant works managers, to works managers.
The old promise of jobs for life had to be broken. The recession we had to stay so we can compete. The promise of more leisure time was delivered as unemployment. Machines that were supposed to work for people now work instead of them. It's called continuous improvement. Meanwhile, in the ruins of the future, the beat goes on.
All these sheds are usually full of trains. One of them has been emptied for us. And this is what we're going to have as the carnival room. As you can see, it's quite big. Lots of space for a lot of people.
The poor old train sheds, the place we were building our future on, have been reprieved. But for one night only. Tonight. From midnight till morning, there'll be a dance party. The Carnival of the Mind. Right here, in the debris of progress.
Well, there's going to be fish suspended from the ceiling, and we're going to have foam, chunks of foam, different foam on the floor like rocks. Hang on a tick. Hello?
When the boom generation left school, they knew they'd find work. Now, there are no guarantees. Every tribe has to find its own way.
I started my life from 13, riding the trains from Bankstown to the city, sleeping on trains, ending up in train yards, you know, for the first few weeks after my dad kicked me out. My mum just died, so I was fully depressed, you know, on the edge. You know, I had to live on the streets from 13 to 18 years old. That's 5 years on the streets, and not many people make it 5 years on the streets. I used to have to steal every day to eat, you know, and the way I seen it, it wasn't wrong because I was doing it to survive. You know, that's the way I used to think. But now I know, like, I'm a lot older. I know I did wrong, I can admit it, I did wrong, but I had to survive somehow, you know, and my way of saying hip-hop saved my life. And now I'm here doing it legit to kick it back out to all them people who had to do it like me, to try and help them out.
Yeah, that's why we do what we do. I think this is the way we get back to society.
Now, if you hear that, and if you've got like any sympathy in your heart or any sort of understanding in your mind, you're going to turn around and say, well, okay, you know, these guys have been suppressed for so long, they've got important things to say, and it's a rebellion. That's why hip-hoppers, you know, majority of them are out there.
To get the recognition they want, 046 have to find a gig of their own, way out of their own backyard.
A band coming from Claymore, Campbelltown, you know, is pretty unheard of because it's so far out from the city, you know. No one's even heard of this place, you know.
Travel. Yeah, we have to travel out to get what we want. Like the city, that's the main spot.
All they've got so far is a promise. A live audition at a cool city nightclub.
Always something goes on, man. Pop the hood, man. Quick, man.
But there's a generation of urban sprawl in their way.
Get over again. Get over kick.
What they've got to do is get there and do it.
We better hurry up, because if we don't get there soon, we're going to be late for the whole thing.
They won't get paid tonight, but they might get noticed.
Call that chick. Call that chick.
Call the couple, James. Gina, let's go. Stop it, man. Let's go. Shit, man. Call the couple, James.
It's going to be a long night for everyone.
Check it out. This is what you gotta do.
Are you going tonight? To Carnival of the Mind.
Virginia, Darren, time, quick. Shit, we've got a major problem here.
What are you going to wear, Garnet?
I don't know, just deciding how colourful to be.
Oh, no shit. We need a car now. I swear to God, we need a car. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Are they new pants?
Yeah, these are from Egypt.
Egypt?
Do you like them?
Did your mum get them?
No, I did in January.
Did you go to Egypt?
Well, if you can get here as soon as possible, because the show's done at 9:30.
How long do you think you'll go for tonight?
The whole night.
The venue is on the corner of Wilson Street and 4th Street, Newtown.
Yeah, that's the quickest one I've ever heard. Yeah. Should we go then? Let's go.
You know how in Australia you go to McDonald's and then you eat on the way? This is Asian tradition, okay? The one that I know. You can't do that. You have to eat it at home. And you can't talk while you're eating. That's why when I went back to Indonesia, they find me a bit rude.
What's time?
It's 1:05. The night is young.
Seems like ages I walked out of my house.
I think it's just here, possibly. Oh, we're supposed to turn soon. Where is it again? Wilson and...
Oh, you're such an idiot. You don't know where it is?
I'm not the navigator.
Hey, Virginia, just wipe off that Ford station wagon off the road in front of you.
Every time something goes wrong, we just look at each other and laugh now because we expect it, and we were saying, like, you know, 046 wouldn't be 046 if nothing didn't go wrong, you know?
Oh, is it up here more?
Yeah.
Can't believe we're going up and down the wrong way. Oh, shit, I'll get it one day.
Tonight, you know, we got invited to do a few songs down with a couple of other groups down there. We got to let people hear our stuff now. We're not going to get anywhere rapping in clubs in Campbelltown either, you know. City's where it's at, so city's where it's got to be done at.
This street. Wilson Street.
This is Wilson Street?
Yeah.
I can't believe we found it.
They're everywhere.
Dance parties like this are semi-legal.
Well, the scene's more involved with, like, drugs that speed you up, so everyone's, like, getting pumped and stuff like that.
No booze, just mineral water, lollipops, and maybe some stuff called E.
It's supposed to bring out all your emotions and stuff, and, like, you have people wetting their pants and stuff, and even becoming childlike and stuff and running around and all giggly.
It is a rapture. It is a feeling of total rapture when your whole body is going through orgasm.
A rave is a do-your-own-thing to a faster beat, a happening for the 90s.
3 months of work goes into about 12 hours of party, but it's well worth it.
But what's really different now are the expectations beyond. What happens next? Kids now are supposed to know more, demand less, and grow up smart enough to make their own future.
I do my homework late at night. So I went to sleep earlier and then wake up late at night and do it. I'm getting Australian citizen. I'm planning to get one. Yeah, I want to be an Australian. If you have made that decision, like to be an Australian citizen, I think then you want to be an Australian and you want to live the way Australians do. We've seen some European getting married with an Asian, and the children, they look so good, like it's a mixture. Yeah, it's a mix, and it looks really nice.
Not only that, but it also shows respect for the other cultures. Don't you see it? Like when there's two different cultures getting together, like it shows a respect for both of them.
Meanwhile, 046 are still looking for their gig.
It is very important for us to get up there and do our thing tonight, you know, yeah, and earn that extra bit of respect that everyone else already has, because the respect is because they had a go, the old Australian term, having a go, you know.
And for one night only, a 5-minute spot at the Darling Harbour Club. But rights of entry come with a badge.
Hi fellas, can I help you? No, do you guys have badges? No, guys, it's members only tonight. We're really busy, I'm sorry.
Oh man, we come all the way from Campbelltown.
Okay, I don't care, it's members, mate.
We gotta ask
What about everyone who walks out here doesn't even have a badge?
What, Alvin left your name on the door?
Yeah.
Why don't you say that?
I mean, we come all the way.
Mate, you go check, all right? You're fine. If Alvin left your name on the door, that's all you gotta say, mate.
Checking out the mag, then we're checking out target. Once witness starting on the trouble, only started. Back to the crib to relax and max and all that. Now you know the flow back. Day the vibe, yeah. Day the vibe, yeah. Day the vibe, yeah. Day the vibe, yeah.
Shit, man, shit. We always we can do better.
It's all right. We got the price. We did get the respect.
Right. We didn't drop the shit the way we wanted it to be dropped, and we didn't have the equipment that we wanted it to have. But do we care? Of course we do, man. Of course we do. What are you talking about?
I think seriously we're going to be doing jams with all these guys again, you know. We just got to get our shit together, you know.
Get off our ass and come from Campbelltown in here.
Back at the train sheds, the Carnival of the Mind doesn't quite last the distance. Reality has a habit of making its presence felt, just when we're having the most fun. A little reminder, growing up is just another job. So do it right and do it fast.
I really want to be on the stage, but I'd also really like to do law, be a barrister. But that's when I'm a lot older and a lot more mature.
After my HSC, hopefully I'll be going into real estate full-time and doing a real estate course and putting that into my career.
Well, you leave now. Once we clear the place out, you can sort out your equipment, okay?
And I just hope to be a really good father. And I just hope to stick to that, because so many fathers, like, I don't know, put work before the kid or just get divorced full stop and just leave the kids.
When I have kids, I won't understand what they're on about. And they're probably being a smack or something like that, PCP. And I won't understand, but I'm just going to try my best. And even when I get older, like 60, 70, I'm just going to try and keep up with everybody. what's happening, because if you don't do that, you just lose the plot. Not that I've had the plot, but never had it.
I'm going to go back to school next year overnight and do my year 12 of a tech, because I want to be an architect and stuff like that, design buildings. You know, because I had a lot of money put away for when I was young to do that from my mother. And once my mum died, that's it. My dad took my money and done the bolt. And I think he wanted to see me in a ditch, because as soon as my mum died, he kicked me out in the street. And that's why I'm doing this, so I can kick a fact, so he can see me up there one day. So then I can take it all back and give it to him back in his face. And I think that gives me the inspiration to do it the most.
Yeah, word.
He walked out of one life looking for a new one. In another world, she did the same.
This way.
I can't see anything.
They weren't looking for love.
Can you trust this face?
It's full of too many surprises.
But can they deny their passion? Heartland, an extraordinary new drama series starring Ernie Dingo, Cate Blanchett, Bob Mazza, Stephen Vidler, Justine Saunders and Shane Connor. Don't miss the movie-length premiere, Heartland, Wednesday, the 23rd of March, ABC. The Elliots are back from America.
When did all this happen?